And I think this is crucial, especially in the media that we're in right now. The way we speak about one another is often extremely aggressive. I don't know how it is, maybe it's very different in Brazil. But certainly in the West, our discourse, our debate, the way we discuss things in Parliament, in the media, in the academic world, in religious terms, it's aggressive. It's not enough for us to seek the truth and find out the truth and learn. We also have to humiliate and defeat our opponents, whether that's in the political world or the media world or the academic world. Dialogue is one of the buzzwords of our time, and everybody thinks that if we could only engage in dialogue with people, peace would break out. But there's not much dialogue going on, really. There's more diatribe. When we say, well, we're going to enter into dialogue with the extremists, it means we're going to bludgeon them, force them to accept our point of view. That's not dialogue. Dialogue, the word was really invented by Socrates way back, who is the founder of the Western rational tradition. And when people came to talk to Socrates, they always thought they knew exactly what they were talking about. But after half an hour of his relentless questioning, they found that they didn't know the first thing about such basic issues as courage or justice or goodness. And at the end of a Socratic dialogue, as recorded by Plato, everybody realizes they know nothing at all. And at that point, Socrates said, you become a philosopher. On the last day of his life, he said he was a wise man only in one respect, because he knew nothing at all. And in a Socratic dialogue, you have to listen. There is no point in entering into dialogue unless you're prepared to be changed by the encounter. And that doesn't mean you go over to the other side, but that something of your own confidence is slightly undermined and you begin to see more clearly where the other is coming from. We don't often listen. Again, I don't know how it is in Brazil, but sometimes when you see politicians debating or a debate on television and one person is speaking, the others are not really listening to what he or she is saying. They're really thinking of the next brilliant remark that they're about to make to finish that other person off. This is not dialogue. Somehow, when we're thinking about the disaffected world, we have to listen to their stories. And again, we don't do that. When you have, say, the Israelis and the Palestinians telling their own story, people will jump in and say, no, that didn't happen like that. Or, no, that's not accurate. No, because any psychologist will tell you that the external narrative isn't necessarily an expression of absolute historical accuracy, but is expressing very strongly the internal feelings that people have. And that's what we've got to listen for. To listen to the pain and the despair and the fear and the humiliation of the other that we may have caused as a society, and let it unsettle us, let it disturb us. The Taoists in ancient China evolved an ideal that they call the art of forgetting. And I think now we're in such a mess that much of the wisdom we thought we'd acquired has proved to be fallible, to be shaky. Look at our financial institutions. Our international policies clearly are not working. We don't know what to do about the environment. And we need to forget the conventional wisdom and lay ourselves open to finding a new solution. And that means we have to get rid of this aggressive way of talking and thinking about one another.